CS is definitely a shirtless game.
Too easy.
Of all the games that you can play shirtless, Counter-Strike is certainly one of them. I think it just kind of works, you know. A lot of buff CS players, especially in North America. Later, Nervy. Later, Volky. Appreciate you, homie. I'll leave it till like Friday. Y'all expecting to not watch the stream the whole week? That's some bitch, dude. SMH my head. Have I played Death's Door? Nah, I've never heard of that before. If it's a horror game, I probably won't like it. Overwatch and Tekken are your shirtless games? Well, basically every character in Tekken is shirtless, so that makes sense. Gears of War is a pretty good shirtless game too. It seems like a good one. I used to do shirtless gaming all the time. Back when I lived at my mom's. She had this rule where, you know, the most expensive time of the day for power is like in the middle of the day. Yo, because thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. How was your stream? What's up, Ville? Everybody. So I wasn't allowed to have the AC on during the middle of the day. Yet I'm home alone in the middle of the summer, just playing games in my room in Arizona, where if you look outside the window to my bedroom, you see Kako demons flying around. It's literally Doom 2016. 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 46 Celsius outside. They're like, no, you're not allowed to turn the AC on. I'm literally just sweating my ass off. Playing CS all day on my laptop or like, whatever, you know. Literally just blasted. That, so like every game was a shirtless game for me. I played every game shirtless. More aerodynamic that way anyways. Oh, I set up the macro. That's right. I don't need to mash anymore. I set up the macro. What's the new meaning behind gamer sweat? Yeah, bottle that shit up and ship it in cans. Love your content, by the way. You watch your vids a lot? Thank you. Appreciate that. How did you enjoy? Glad to hear your stream was good. What's up, Dink? I didn't change the game title, did I? On Twitch or on YouTube? Nope. Devil May Cry. I'm not gonna bother on YouTube, whatever, it's fine. This is a short run anyways. Believe it or not, we speedrun the game so that we beat it quickly. And now, oh. And now the game is muted? Hello? What? I pressed M. My system sounds are muted. What? Like, what? I just wanted to unpause the timer, dude. I love live split. Went deaf for a moment, all good. So thanks to MrBeast for curing my deafness. Everyone on Twitter is going to be very upset about him curing my deafness, but it's okay. I'll just have MrBeast make me go deaf again so I can't hear their hating. Thumbnails work. They work great. They're good thumbnails. It's so fun. Like, people on Twitter literally will try everything in their power to find something bad about anything that good that happens. Like, you know that one person who like thinks they're your friend, but you're not actually friends with them because they do what I'm about to say. They do shit like you tell them something good that happened to you, and they're like, actually, that's a bad thing because X, Y, and Z. Like, that's Twitter. Twitter is the platform version of that friend. All of those friends, in quotation marks, have gotten together and formed a platform, and they named it Twitter. So anytime anything good happens, Twitter's like, I'm on it, and just like hacker man's log it in the system, dude. You gotta figure out how this is actually a terrible thing. Even when it's legit, like, MrBeast cures 1,000 people's cancer. People on Twitter would be, you know, trying to invent new cancers to offset this, or figure out why this is a bad thing. I can't believe MrBeast is curing cancer. What an asshole. Everyone hates MrBeast. It's fucking hilarious. Some people are just so opposed to things being happy. I don't know. I don't get it. Such a supervillain thing, invent new cancers. Dude, Twitter would do it. Twitter's inventing new cancer every day. Contagious eye cancer. Sorry, the game's a little loud. Twitter, try not to get angry when something good happens challenge. Yeah, like in the last CSGO major, a dude opened up a case and they had like the stream on it. And he got a knife, and it was like this super hype moment. But it turns out he's actually just like playing a video of him unboxing a knife. But how do we find this information out? Twitter says it. I would have been like perfectly happy living in my little dystopia where I was lied to. But now I'm cursed with this knowledge that it was fake. My life would have been measurably better if I just assumed it was real. I would have never guessed. But of course I check Twitter and the first thing I see is this is fake. Fake knife unbox. Bunch of bitches. Ruining everyone's fun. You think MrBeast is overrated? I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Like, sure, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to be like, literally the biggest content creator that's ever existed is overrated. You know? What do you even say about it? Like, I guess, yes, I don't know. Obviously people like the content because billions of people watch it all the time. Must have some redeeming qualities. It's like is this like the 2D cardboard cutout fridge moment with that one streamer guy? I don't know what you're talking about, but I have an idea of it. And yeah, it is like that. There is no fridge. I love shit like that. It's hilarious. Like I remember one time I watched a Caleb Hart stream. I don't do this very often, but I watched a Caleb Hart stream and he did this thing where, you know, he starts up the stream and he's like saying what's up to chat or whatever for a couple minutes, and then he starts up a speed run and he's just talking to chat like normal. And then out of nowhere, the video feed just like skips and he's like standing really far away in the back of the room. And he starts like yelling at chat. And it turns out the whole like first 15 minutes of the stream was pre-recorded. I watched the whole thing and I had no idea actually that it was pre-recorded at all. It was fucking hilarious. It was like jump scared chat. The whole like first 15 minutes of chat being pre-recorded, or a whole 15 minutes of stream. One of the funnier things I've seen on Twitch. I don't remember the details of it though. I just remember the whole thing was pre-recorded. He's just trolling. If it wasn't for the title, thumbnails, and editing, MrBeast would be significantly less popular than he is. Well, no shit. If it weren't for the entirety of all of the process of making a fucking YouTube video, you wouldn't be like, bro, you know, this NASCAR driver wouldn't be such a nerd NASCAR driver if he wasn't as good at NASCAR driving. If it wasn't for his ability to drive a NASCAR, that he wouldn't be very good at it. Yeah, if it weren't for all his money that he makes, then he'd definitely be poor. Like the title, thumbnail, and editing is like the most important parts of the video. Except for maybe the idea. And the ideas are phenomenal for MrBeast. You know, this speedrunner wouldn't be so good at speedrunning if he didn't try to go fast. Kind of overrated, to be honest. What does that even mean? If it weren't for his short game, his long game, his putting, and his ability to read the course, Tiger Woods really wouldn't be such a good golfer. I think he's kind of overrated, to be honest. I don't know. In my life, I've found that very little people don't deserve the success that they have. Most people, if they're successful, there's like a reason for it, you know? The system is mostly meritocratic. When will the waifu brand open its own restaurant? Never, probably. But merch soon, hopefully, within the next year. Copium. I'm not gonna have air hike because I bought too many holy waters. This is so sad. Yeet. That's okay. I don't need air hike. Air hike is for bitches. Okay, maybe not. Maybe air hike is not for bitches. Maybe air hike is an important part of the route that I should not be overlooking. Psych! bitch. I'm doing a lot, Orlando. Maybe one day we get the burger place or something. No, honestly, it's more likely that the only things I can see myself doing are like maybe more large-scale tournament organizing. A merch store, my Patreon, and my YouTubes. That's all I can think of really. Besides that, I have no plans to do anything outside of that. But I would expand those verticals in different ways before I did other stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still waiting on this YouTube feature for multi-audio tracks for different languages. Like, I have someone who translates my scripts and dubs them into Spanish, but I can't upload them because I'm waiting on the feature to come out. I am too, dude. They announced it like 3 months ago.
Waifu, I got third place at my powerlifting competition last Saturday in the 100 kilograms weight class with a total of 580 kilograms.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Paradoxical piece. Absolute beefcake. My God. Now translate to English viewers who use freedom units. But like, if the aforementioned details were less clickbaity and flashy, and more like those other videos that reach at least more like those other videos who still reach at least 7 days worth of views, then they would have been just as popular. No, they wouldn't, because like those things are important. Like, I don't think that MrBeast needs you to backseat his YouTube game. He is quite literally the biggest YouTuber to ever exist. I think he's got it. You know? I think he's got it. He's got it figured out.
Kilograms means I have to give it for 220 pounds, and my total was 1,278 pounds roughly. I had a 441 pounds squat, 286 pounds bench, and 550 pounds deadlift.
God damn! Jesus, dude. 286 bench press. That's wild. No one likes clickbait, but there's a reason everyone does it. That's because it works. Okay, but like, people say clickbait, but like, I don't think you guys actually know what clickbait means. You know what I mean? Because like, people just be saying clickbait and then give examples that don't make any sense. Like, here's an example. Like, MrBeast, I gave 1,000 people their hearing back or whatever, right? I was like, that's not clickbait, because he literally did that, right? Like, that's what happens in the video, is he gives 1,000 people the ability to hear. Clickbait insinuates that like what is proposed in the title or thumbnail does not actually happen in the video. Yeah, I mean, you should be paradoxical. That's sick. Clickbait would be like new Zelda stream and then they're streaming Breath of the Wild, not TTOK. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's hard to think of examples. Oh, here's a good one. How I beat, Resident Evil 4 without taking any damage. But then you like don't mention that you did it segmented, right? Like that's clickbait. Because you didn't actually no damage RE4, you no damage RE4 segmented. And when people think When people read I beat RE4 without taking damage, they think of single segment because no one thinks about segmented. Right, that's a good example of like a video that's clickbait, basically. Either that or the title simply exaggerates what's in the video. Yeah, I mean, that's not super bad though. Like, Sandwiches does stuff like that sometimes. Like, this the achievement is extremely unfair. It's not really clickbait because it's like, is the achievement actually unfair? Not really, but it's more like personified, you know? It's like, it felt unfair to them because like they had a hard time with it. Like the idea of the video gets across, right? Like the idea is that the achievement was like insanely difficult. I don't think anyone like reads the Left 4 Dead achievement as unfair as like a legitimate criticism. Like this video is going to be a legit criticism of the achievement and how it's not fair because of some factors involved. Like when you read the video like that, like no one thinks that, you know. Everyone just thinks like, oh, like this is going to be a video about a hard achievement. MrBeast vids are quite gaudy, especially his reaction vids. Then don't watch them. I don't know, like, it's hard to argue with results, and the dude has like 45 billion subscribers on YouTube. Must be doing something right. That's why you like Dante's videos. He has like a question in the title. Like, can I beat X without being hit? Makes you curious without being clickbait. Yeah, for sure. Those ones are always funny though, because it's like, you get a certain subset of people that are like, well, obviously, yes, you can. That's why when I title my videos like that, I try to make it for challenges that it's actually a legit question. You know? Like when I titled my No Merchant RE4 remake video, there are a bunch of people that are just like, yeah, it's an achievement, duh. Of course you could beat it without using the merchant. But like obviously the whole point of the video is like I was doing new game no merchant and you get the achievement in new game plus. Yeah, I know, right, Kel? People are just haters, man. They do. They think they're like super smart. Obviously, you can't beat RE4 remake without shooting any guns. The minecart section exists. Like, well, yes. Obviously. But that's the risky run when you title a video like that, though. That's what I'm saying. That's why I try to reserve it for challenges that are actually like a legit question. Like that people are curious, like, can you beat RE4 remake without opening your inventory? Like people don't know. Like, can you? Fucking. That's a legit question. Do you run into this problem with some YouTubers who do like challenge runs that are just really obvious. Like I've never actually watched any of their videos, but I remember Jabo complaining a lot about Mitten Squad because they'd make a bunch of videos like, can you beat Fallout 3 with only your bare hands? Can you beat Fallout 3 with only the bats? You know, when the any % speedrun for Fallout 3 doesn't use any weapons at all. So like if you even know a little bit about Fallout 3 speedrunning, the answer to all of those is obviously yes. You know. That's why I like how that kind of meta of video has evolved. Now usually it's about mods. You know, like the can I beat so-and-so? But instead of it being a restriction, it's usually a mod now. Like, can I beat Fallout New Vegas, but every time I kill someone, my gun randomizes, which is a thing that Jabo did. Like, that's a really good one, right? Skyrim, but every door is random. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. Because it's the same thing, but people haven't seen the mods, so it's like, it's a legitimate question in the mind of the viewer, right? So like, can I be Left 4 Dead 2, but every enemy's a charger, which is probably what we're gonna do tomorrow. Yeah, Nito. And then that makes sense, right? I try to do the opposite almost. Like, I wanted to do a video of Dead Space remakes. Like, can I beat Dead Space remake without shooting a gun? But I would do as much speedrun tech as possible so that I could avoid shooting a gun, right? Like, there's a couple spots where you have to shoot a gun, like the final boss, right at the end of the final boss. And then like there's 2 tentacle spots. But if I can avoid having to kill a room full of enemies, then I'm going to do like some crazy out of bounds skip to be able to do so. You know what I mean? Like if the challenge is only possible while using speedrun tech, then that's more fun. Or like just to make the challenge less cancer. Like when I did Zero Shot for RE4 Remake, I did the speedrun skips because I'm not doing fucking Wrecking Ball Zero Shot. That just sounds awful. This just sounds not fun. It works better though when you can just do the speedrun tech and it doesn't make the game like easy or like skip whole sections, you know? Like Left 4 Dead is a good example. Like bee hopping in Left 4 Dead isn't gonna like trivialize whatever challenge run you're doing. You know what I mean? Because bee hopping in and of itself is like super difficult, and you know, it doesn't invalidate like whatever's happening. Like if you're playing a spite run, you know, all tanks, then bee hopping is not gonna help that much. But you still get to do it, and you could do some cool skips and stuff, like using the movement and whatnot. Another challenge run I wanted to do is Dead Space 2, but 0G's on the whole time. And like, that would be fun specifically because it would break the game like way more than it's already broken. Because if you have 0G all the time, then you could just like completely eviscerate the game. You could like fly to the end. And probably if you had a 0G on the whole time and like you're allowed out of bounds and stuff, maybe the game's like 10 minutes long. Not actually, but you know what I mean? It's like, it would be really fast. Maybe 30 minutes, you know, cut the run in half. And that's like interesting in and of itself. Is there a mod for it already? There is, yeah. There was like this really ghetto, like sketchy Russian trainer for Dead Space 2 that allows you to turn 0G on all the time. I had it downloaded somewhere a long time ago, but I never did it. Mostly just because Dead Space 2, like I haven't played a lot. Like Omega Rusty, so. But it would be a fun video, probably. I'd probably do it glitchless and with glitches if it was gonna be like that short. But that's also like this whole conversation about making interesting challenge run ideas. I found like a perfect loophole, and that's the alternative reality speedrun series that I made. Like, okay, for me, beating Devil May Cry with Swordmaster style is not a challenge. That's like easy, right? Like that's just playing through the game normally, right? But what if I did a speed run where I'm only allowed to use Swordmaster style, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, now it's like all of the meta evolution that happens in the speed run because of that change is like actually really interesting content, right? And then you could like compare and contrast the normal speed run to the speed run with whatever additional requirement you added to it, right? Even if it's like a mod. Yeah, and then you could title it like, what would a Resident Evil 4 speedrun look like if you played as Wesker, you know? And then the video gets like 200,000 views. Or yeah, I think the Swordmaster video is like, I don't remember what the title was, but it's something like that. Yeah, how fast can I beat Devil May Cry 3 with Swordmaster? Or what would a Devil May Cry 3 speedrun look like if you use Swordmaster? But you can do it with mods too, not even like that. Like, I'm trying to think of an example, but you know, you just like make some mod that changes something about the game and then you speedrun it like that. How fast can I beat the game backwards? You know, do the levels in reverse order. Yeah, like that would be great. Cosmic. But for that, it's like, how do you market that? So what I would probably do is be like, I would just combine it with Style Switcher and Inertia. And maybe character swap. And then be like, I created the ultimate Devil May Cry 3 speedrun or something like that. Or that's what I did for Cake, but something like that. Like I created the ultimate version of Devil May Cry 3 and then speedran it. Or something like that. No, I tried to do RE4 backwards and it didn't work. Not with the way it was set up. I could probably commission Razor to make it work. But with the current setup, it did not work. I created the most broken DMC3 speedrun. Yeah, something like that. That would be a cool run. Inertia and all the styles at the same time. And like you could buy the style levels. Every weapon at once, maybe, if you wanted to. I don't know. Like you could figure something out. Or here's a simpler one that would be even better, like DMC3 LDK. Like, you know, commission someone to make a LDK mod for Devil May Cry 3. Like, speedrunning Devil May Cry 3, but there are way too many enemies. Like, there you go. That's the title. And then the title, then the thumbnail is like, resell the video. You have like, doing a gold release or something, Dante, but there's like a bajillion enemies on the screen. I mean, I'm sure that mod almost exists, right? Because I know you could spawn in like 6 or 7 Virgils at the same time. I'm pretty sure you could probably spawn in other bosses at the same time. You could fight more than one boss at a time. Like, I've seen people fight Virgil and Agni Rouger at the same time. If you just like tripled every enemy spawn, maybe. That'd be like a really simple way of doing it, but. I accidentally unbound my quick swap button, so I can't quick swap anymore. But yeah, something like that would be cool. Be fun. What's up, Yang? I really want to do some bingo stuff. Bingo content is something I haven't done yet, but I think would be really fun. Someone needs to make some bingo cards for some of the games I run. Bingo? Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. Like, you're playing DMC1, and you make a bingo sheet, and the bingo sheet has like all sorts of stuff on it, like beat Moondus on DMD, complete secret mission 12, get this achievement, you know. And then you either, you know, race to see how fast you can complete your own bingo, or you would race somebody else for bingo. You could do like blackout bingo, where like, if I get one of the bingo slots, you can't get the bingo slot anymore. Yeah, or like no item DMD Moondus would be like a good one. Well, the problem is speedrunners don't collaborate, so it has to be with some other YouTuber probably. I mean, I'm sure some of the DMC runners would be down, but like, for a lot of other games, I think Left 4 Dead would be really good for bingo. Left 4 Dead would probably be like the best bingo game. Because you could think of a lot of really funny ones for that. Like get pipe drop in Dead Center 1. Beat the parish on expert realism. Force field glitch a jockey to death. Dead stop a charger. Like, there's some pretty good memes. Died on one of each special type, yeah. Kill a witch on expert realism. And there's a lot of really active Left 4 Dead runners, so I'm sure I could find some people to bingo with. How you doing, Yang? Good to see you. I mean, that would be ideal, but I'm not opposed to doing collabs with small streamers and stuff. The content's like, doing the actual thing is the content, you know? Like, we could do a bingo. That'd be really fun, Young. I'd be down. We need someone that's not us to make the bingo sheet, ideally, though. Ask Loner to make us a DMC1 bingo. He'd make a good one. Then we could do it. I'm down. I'm sure Lerner would be down to DMC1 bingo as well. Like to actually participate. Well then, that's perfect. He probably already has bingo sheets.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the support.
Yeah, Spectre Shot. Thank you for the 4 months, brother. Or sister. Appreciate that. Thank you. Hell yeah, brother. I mean, I can think of a couple. Mash Mundus. It depends on like how long we want this bingo to be. We're talking like 3 playthroughs maybe? Like 3 hours worth of bingo? That sounds about right to me. Beat Mundus. Beat all 3 Munduses without using any items on hard or higher. That's like a decent one. Hard is a meme. Yeah, but this game is a meme. Complete secret mission 4. Special bonus mission 16. Seeing the Scythe Umbrella attack. Yeah, the special attacks in the catalog or whatever are pretty good ones. You gotta think of ones that conflict with each other too. So like you can't do them both. Collect every blur fragment. Beat the game in under 45 minutes. Those are 2 good ones. Because you can't beat the game in under 45 minutes while collecting all blue orb fragments. So like you have to do one or the other, right? Maybe you can't? Oh, can you? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. It's kind of hard to think of good ones for DMC1, but you probably could. We can at least think of one bingo card, I'm sure. That's actually good. But coming up with more than one bingo card is very difficult. Buy every skill. It's a good one. S-rank every mission. Beat the game without collecting any skills. Beat the game without using DT. Skip the grenade gun. That's a good one. Looks like we have a winner. Here's the other question though. Do we do blackout bingo or just regular bingo? Yeah, please do. That would be like too easy thing, but I mean you could do stuff like that. GG.
Jackpot.
It'd have to be regular bingo? Yeah, probably. I don't think there's enough options to do blackout bingo. GG. 41. Not bad. Special bonus mission 22. That's a really good one. Even no matter what the difficulty is, that's a really hard actually.
Hell yeah, thanks for the support.
Cody Big Reebs for 11 months.
Yo, Coltai, thanks for the 11 months, dude. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I feel you, Young. It would be better to not do it as a